Hey, my name is Lexi, and thank you so much for joining me for this video today. I got the inspiration for this video actually from engineering a session last week with a guy who, the session was moving kind of slow, and I noticed that I wasn't really understanding the direction of the song because I wasn't able to tell where his hook started or what he considered his verse to be, and that led me to the realization of, well, maybe not everybody knows what parts of a song are, or maybe not everybody knows what the structure of a song is. And I know in previous videos I've given advice on how to write a song or maybe how to get inspiration for a song, but it never occurred to me that maybe some people don't know what different parts of a song there are, what kind of songs there are, or just song structure in general. So that's going to be the purpose of this two-part video. The first part, I'm going to tell you about the parts of a song. So that's going to be, your verse, hook, bridge, and so on and so forth. And then the second part, we're going to focus on the types of songs you can write and the structure of those songs. So let's go ahead and get started with the first part of this video. That's going to be the parts of a song. Now, when you think about the structure of a song, I want you to kind of compare it to how you would approach writing an essay for school. So remember, your teacher would always tell you that you have an intro, you have a body, and then you have a conclusion. Well, think about your approach to the song in the same kind of way. And the parts of a song are actually labeled somewhat similarly, but of course, it's not going to be exactly the same. So starting with the introduction of your song, just like the introduction of an essay, that's going to be the beginning of the song. That's going to be what sets the tone of the song and basically just kind of builds up that emotion or the expectation of kind of what to expect for your song. So the intro, that's generally going to come within the first 0 to 30 seconds of your song. That's where your introduction is going to lie within your song. And an intro, it can be a speaking part where you're speaking directly to your listener or to whoever the subject of the song is, or it can be a chant or a kind of repetitive singing or rapping part, again, within that usually the first 30 seconds of the song. It can start as soon as the song comes on, or you can wait a few counts and then do your speaking line or do your singing or your rapping part, something that's, kind of building up the ante for the song, so to speak. So next part of your essay, you would have your body paragraphs, right? So the verse is actually what's kind of going to represent the body of your song. The verse of a song is what you use to describe your hook or to build up to your hook. So if you think of a song like an essay, the verses are, again, the body. They're describing what your song is about in more detail and really kind of painting a bigger picture, so to speak, to tell your listeners how you got to whatever point you're going to talk about in your hook. So the hook is going to be your main topic, and the verse is going to be like those supporting details or those important pieces of evidence throughout your whole song. So think about the verse in that way. Next up, you have the hook or the chorus. Now, the hook of the song represents the main topic or the big picture of your song, the main theme. And it's called a hook because it's supposed to be a part of the song that grabs people's attention and makes them want to keep listening to the song, right? So it hooks them like a fish. So you typically want your hook to be something that's kind of catchy or really catchy, but it still, has the main point included in it so people know what the song is talking about and where your head is at. Now, you've probably heard the term chorus as well, and the hook and chorus, they're basically the same thing. In fact, a lot of people just use the terms interchangeably, but to me, the hook is going to differ from a chorus in a sense that it's more catchy and it's a lot more repetitive, whereas a chorus, it also has a kind of catchy tone to it, but you're opting for more of kind of like a ballad type of vibe when you have a chorus. So the chorus is still catchy, but it doesn't have to be nearly as repetitive as the hook, and it can have a little bit more depth than the hook does, and it ties the song together or completes the whole loop of the train of thought that you're going throughout your whole song. So the next part of the song is going to be the bridge. Now, The bridge is something that in today's industry is slowly being phased out little by little. Songs are becoming much more short, so people are opting to actually exclude the bridge from the songs, but that doesn't mean that you can't include one in your song, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't know what a bridge is. So typically the bridge is going to come before the last hook of the song and definitely before the outro, so it's like almost the second to last part of the song. And think of the bridge as basically bridging together the beginning and the end of the story. So I told you that your song is going to be like an essay, right? Well, don't forget that you're also telling a story here. Think of the bridge as being the climax of your story. So you've been building up to this point between two verses and maybe a couple of hooks by this point in your song, right? So the bridge is actually where you're going to kind of level out or plateau. You're about to go off the other side of the cliff, right? So again, you've been building with these verses, and the bridge is where you say the rest of what you gotta say, or you say like that one line hitter that's really gonna kill the whole song. And what happens in the bridge, a lot can go on vocally or instrumentally, or it can kind of be a point of reflection where things kind of calm down, and then you get ready to jump off the edge and roll downhill for the rest of the song to be able to end the song. You know what I mean? So usually the bridge can be the most intense part of the song, or it can be the calm just before the storm, if you know what I mean. Lastly, there's the outro or the conclusion of your song. Now, it's going to be almost very similar to your introduction, except instead of introducing the song, now you're closing out the song. So you said everything that you needed to say, and now you're just wrapping it up and basically letting your listeners know, or letting your subject know, this is all I had to say, peace. So just like the intro, it can be a speaking part, or it can be a repetitive singing or rapping type of chant at the end of your song, and it's gonna close out the vibe and again wrap up everything that you've basically been saying, and then you're done. So now that you know all the parts of the song, I want to give you a little challenge. I want you to either listen on the radio or just choose your favorite song and see if you can actually identify the parts of that song. So are you now able to tell what the intro is, where the verse is, where the hook is, if there's a bridge or if there's an outro? And if you're not sure about, if you've identified the correct parts of the song, you can go on to Google Play, and they usually have lyrics for popular songs out there. They actually do a pretty good job of accurately outlining the parts of the song. So if you want to check your progress, you can do that. If you feel like you're not very comfortable with the parts of the song, feel free to watch this video over and over and over again until you understand and until it's ingrained in your mind the different parts of the song. Let me know how you did in the comments section below, or let me know if you think you need a little extra help, and then I can dedicate, a future video to that. But other than that, that's going to conclude part 1 for this video. So you should now have a pretty good understanding of the different parts of a song, the intro, the verse, the hook, the bridge, and the outro of a song. If not, again, feel free to watch this video over and over again and practice until you get it for yourself. But the next video, part 2 of this series of what makes a song, is going to talk about the types of songs and 4 categories that I've made up for the types of songs that I believe are out there, and then the structure of these songs. But before you go on to part 2 of this video, please give me a big thumbs up if you found this video to be very helpful. Also leave comments in the comment section below to let me know what you liked, or again, to ask me any additional questions, or tell me if you need any extra help understanding some of the things I talked about in this video. But again, if you like the content of this video, don't forget to subscribe and also turn on the post notifications bell. That will notify you each and every time I post a new video each week. But until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Peace. So those 4 categories are going to be: number 1, a ballad; number 2, a party or a club banger song; number 3, a prelude or interlude; and number 4, a story or freestyle format. So the first structure, the first type of